In my book, The Furnace of Leadership Development, I quoted from a letter written by Thomas Jefferson to William Hamilton. Jefferson wrote, "I never considered a difference of opinion in politics, in religion, and philosophy as cause for withdrawing from a friend." At the beginning of Chapter 5, Shedding Bias Towards Subordinates, I pointed to the fact that this chapter is not about political, racial, ethnic, cultural, religious, and gender issues. This chapter addresses another type of bias towards subordinates when the leader listens to rumors, when the leader is threatened by a subordinate, or when the subordinate does not kowtow towards an unethical individual in a position of authority. When situations such as these arise, the boss may contribute to a hostile work environment. Bias towards subordinates is created when unpopular or unethical decisions are called into question by the employees. Rather than listening to the complaints and concerns of the troops, the authority figure immediately deems any challenges or comments as insubordination. That is when we hear the statement, "I'm the boss and how dare anyone question what I'm saying or doing." In the mind of the authority figure, dissent is the same thing as insubordination, and they believe disagreement should never exist in an organization, at least not directed towards them. People who adhere to this mindset fail to realize that honest dissent is healthy for any organization. These people do not want anyone to think for themselves. The authority figure wants everyone to be in lockstep with them, and anything less is defiance. Bosses like this need to heed the words of World War II General George S. Patton Jr. when he said, "No one is thinking if everyone is thinking alike." I've been on the receiving end of this type of bias when a new boss told me plainly, "I know who you are and I know what you are about." Words uttered by a completely clueless person who had no idea who I was and what I was about. His opinion was based on my opposition to an unethical decision made by a fire chief regarding an evaluation of our department by an outside organization. Don't be that type of person. Have the integrity to set aside your preconceived notions about your subordinates. Remember, setting aside our bias towards others does not mean we have to agree with everything they say or believe, especially if their beliefs violate our core values.